Hey all Performance Lab fans, this is Morey Croson. We're giving away free online breakdowns to all of our subscribers. In order to enter the drawing, just click the like button below, subscribe, and comment my online breakdown. Enjoy the rest of the video.
All right, what's up, everyone? Morey Croson here from the Performance Lab of California, and we have another new breakdown for you today on Bryce Young. I know we haven't done any breakdowns on quarterbacks for a little bit, so thought we'd go ahead and get that going. So now that we're, going into more quarterback stuff, one of the things I've been trying to do with Kyler Murray as well as here with Bryce Young is just show some guys that are in the a little bit undersized, right? Comparable to a lot more of an overall group, and see how some of these guys really do it in creating force and being able to achieve. So, one of the things that stands out with me, or to me, with Bryce Young is that he starts off very tall. And if you guys don't know who Bryce Young is, he's probably the number one dual threat quarterback in the upcoming class, the 2020 class. Certainly top two, top three, quarterbacks going into the 2020 year. So, definitely a guy that's going to make some noise in Elite 11 and a top overall quarterback. So, I think he's committed to USC too. So, we're going here, and first thing that stands out, you can see how he's pretty tall, but then once he loads, he really drops. See how much he drops? See how his overall height goes from really tall to then dropping a good amount. And then once he drops, notice how he does a really good job of beginning the process of shifting his weight in his lower body, right? So see how his lower body starts to move this way, right, as he's keeping his upper body turned back that way. Sorry, the arrows are not always great, but right, so see how he's loading that back leg. He's starting to begin pushing off that back leg. See how the heel's starting to come up, and as he's pushing off that back leg, now he's keeping his upper body back and keeping it loaded. I'm a big proponent of two main things when we're looking at somebody sprinting. Somebody throwing, is that one, how well do they load, and the other is how well do they finish. Right? If both those things are good, then you're going to set yourself up for a lot more success, because now the transition, everybody transitions a little bit differently, right? But if you're not able to do these two steps, then we just got to start from there. And so you can see how well that Bryce Young can load here, and then from there now he starts transitioning. He's continuing to create rotation within that the lower body within that hip. As he's cycling around, he's keeping that front arm really locked into place to control that front shoulder. That can help with accuracy. And then he's going, and he's really doing a good job of keeping good height within his arm. And then just notice the wrist flick. Right, he does he gets to create a lot of force within the wrist, and also he honestly creates a lot of force within the back, right? Because when he starts, he keeps those hips really far, or he lets those hips go really far out in front of him, and then from there he's kind of leaning back with the spine, and then as he goes through and he finishes through, you can see how he puts a lot of movement there on the spine, and that helps him really put a lot on the ball. He has a very, very strong arm, by the way, guys, for the size that he is, especially. I mean, he's really able to create a lot of force. So that's why, again, we wanted to do this, is just so then you guys could really see how somebody that is, from a size perspective, a normal guy, right? He's not somebody that when you look at it and think, oh, okay, that's definitely a top quality passer. But then when you get him on the field, get a football in his hands, it's like, oh wow, he probably overperforms he does overperform in comparison to a lot of guys that are a lot bigger than him, because of some of these things that he does really well. Again, it really starts with the ground. And notice what happens when you have that kind of tall position, right? So notice his head here. And then when you go and you go from there to being down and here, what that does is that creates more ground force. That makes it so he's pushing ground into the ground more as he's throwing, which makes it so you're creating a lot more torque. In order to press down on the ground, if you stand up right now and you just press down into the ground with your feet, notice how you have to use your core. Notice how you have to keep your pelvis engaged. Notice how you have to change your actual posture in order to really be able to create a lot of force down to the ground. Now let's put that into the actual throw, and we could make significant changes and have significant benefits in your throwing mechanics by starting to put an emphasis on downward force into the ground. Okay, now from there, notice if you can even see from the back how much stretch he's getting within his core. He's letting those hips go, right? And because he's able to let those hips go, he's putting a lot of stress right there onto his lower back area where he's really stretching. So that, you know, there's maybe a little bit of a risk there within those muscles for some overuse. So you definitely want to be able to keep that nice and stretched out. But he also is creating a lot of load there. So now as he comes through, you know, it goes from very shortened, very stretched, right? So this is very stretched, into as he throws, really lengthened, right? See how much he lengthened out in that area? Okay, so he's actually using that area to create force. And again, look at the position of the ball. He doesn't spend any time with that ball back behind the head. Also notice he doesn't do a lot with the wrists. He's not overdoing it with the wrist there as he's loading. He just kind of lets the ball go back, the hand go back, and then hard elbow through. As the elbow's coming through, he's keeping a good position there, good wrist position, good elbow position. I would say the hand or the ball might be getting a little bit too far away from his head, right? You can probably get that elbow through a little bit more as he's coming through, but either way, he's doing an excellent job getting, look at that wrist flick right there, where he's really extending off of the, really extending the wrist, really putting a good amount of range there, and then he's finishing so excellently. A lot of times I see guys that as they come down and as they're finishing, they really don't come all the way down and across like that, which limits their ability to really create as much force. So he's doing an excellent job of being able to, you know, create that the wrist snap, and then coming all the way down across during his throw. So yeah, really good stuff there. As always, guys, thanks for watching these videos. If you're interested in signing up for our online throwing program, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're not getting any coaching, or if you're really looking to get a lot more velocity, a lot more throwing power on your ball. You know, we're able to provide a lot of value for quarterbacks that are looking to make improvements in their throw from both a technical and mechanical perspective, and also from a exercise perspective, where we start to give you some more ideas for what you can do to strengthen in your shoulders, strengthen your core, certain drills that you can maybe work on. We're working with a lot of quarterbacks right now on adding a lot of specifics into their regimen to make sure that they're really able to predict their results very well in joining the program. So now guys that are watching that are in the program, I just say keep on working, guys. Keep on working. You're getting a lot better. I hope this video was able to connect with you. And the guys that are interested, I definitely say at least set up a phone call, figure out a little bit more about what we're doing and how we can provide some more value to you. All right? Let me know if you guys have any questions, and we will see you soon. I hope you really enjoyed it, and if you did, you can subscribe down below, and that way you can get updates on any of the new videos that we get. Also, if you want to, you can check out some of our other breakdowns for speed and throwing. We have exercises, also jumping mechanics videos, a lot of great stuff within our channel. Hope you enjoy.